What is up, Bucs Nation? It is March 4th, 2024. You're watching The Loose Cannon. This is an emergency episode, Stank.
Mm-hmm.
The GOAT is back. Mike Evans and the Bucs have officially agreed to a 2-year contract, $52 million. I believe $35 million of that is guaranteed. He is a Buc for at least 2 more seasons. It sounds like he is trying to retire as a Buc, and so it makes me wonder if he's just kind of ready to hang it up after 2 more, but we'll discuss all that later on down the future. For right now, Stank, Mike Evans is a Buccaneer. He's not hitting free agency. All that nonsense we heard for the last month, all that agent speak, all out the window, nonsense. He's a Buc. Jason Lights the GOAT. Holy crap, what a freaking Monday in March.
Is today Monday? I don't even know what today is. Yeah, all of the anxiety, all the anguish you put yourself through, you know, the love you weren't giving your children, your family, your dogs, just because you were just sitting in a corner, chewing your fingernails, anticipating what could happen. Oh no, I saw a rendering of Mike Evans in a fucking cowboy, whatever. All that was for nothing. So shame on you for worrying at all. You know, me and Sam, we've been like ultra confident the entire time. I never doubted it, even for a second. There isn't really a multiverse where Mike Evans doesn't play for the Bucs. Including this one right here. And it may help that, you know, we get to talk to certain people and they, you know, encourage us to be confident. But yeah, no, Mike's here. Mike's never not going to be here. Mike will always be here. Listen, don't worry about 2 years down the road. You might not even be here 2 years down the road. You might be dead.
I'll be here.
So just consider that.
I'll definitely be here. But that jersey hanging up behind me is the only jersey Mr. Mike Evans is going to wear as an NFL football player, okay? Yeah. He might wear a different jersey when he's like a coach of one of his kids' teams, or he might wear a different jersey when he's playing intramural basketball for some sort of foundation or raise money and bring awareness to, you know, the stuff that he does in the community. But as far as it goes on the NFL football field, he is not wearing another jersey. He's retiring a Buc. Whether it's 2 years from now, 3 years from now, who knows? Next year, they might say, hey, let's restructure this deal, give you more money because we're in a position to give you more money. Who knows how it plays out? Who cares? Right now, he's a Buc. And listen, you're right, Stank. Absolute confidence the entire time.
I was hearing a little Deckerhoff come out of you right there.
Oh, I don't know.
Right there.
I'm just saying. Nonsense.
Can you do a Deckerhoff?
The Buccaneers moving from left to right on your screen from the 35-yard line. Listen, all I'm saying is I was confident. I knew what Jason Light could do. I knew what Mike Greenberg was all about. I knew what Spytech was able to pull off because they've done it time and time again. And Mike Evans is a massive piece, not only to the Bucs, but a massive piece of Jason Light's heart because that is his first ever draft pick as a general manager in the NFL. That's something big for him, and they have a great relationship. I knew that everything coming out was just the agent doing his job to make sure his guy got the most money. And Mike eventually said, hey, make this deal happen. I don't care what the number is. I don't know how you got to do it. Make it happen. And the Bucs got it done. Jason Light got it done. I mean, this is what a momentous Monday, right? I don't even know. There's not enough M words to describe such a Monday. And, of course, we have some big news of ourselves, for ourselves as well. But we'll get to that. Maybe it's bigger news. Maybe it's bigger news. But listen.
Bigger to me. As much as I like Mike Evans, he doesn't feed me meats. He's never made me, come before with food. And our brother, I mean, we've already broken it on Twitter. Come at me the wrong word. Come over to his house is maybe a better way to phrase that. Phrasing is everything. But yeah, no, he's never shoved his meat down my throat and satisfied me. But our brother Latte, that's what he's known for. He brings the meat. I think in the contract negotiations, which I wasn't allowed in the room for, evidently, because I stepped on my, negotiations a little bit by calling him an aging asset. I wasn't allowed at the table. But from what I understand, meat was a lot of the talks. Can you allude to what happened?
We're gonna have a press conference.
How did you get this done?
We'll get into the details. Listen, at the end of the day, we wanted Latte to retire Cannon. Latte wanted to retire Cannon. He had some stuff that we had to check off the list as it relates to you and your lack of hygiene and how you dress and things of that nature. But you know what? We were able to meet in the middle. You know what I will say, Stank? In order for a deal to get done, and when you know it's a good deal, is when both sides lose a little bit. We lost a little bit. He lost a little bit. That's a good deal. If one side loses and the other side wins, that's a bad deal. Right now, we got a good deal. We're happy with it. Latte's a loose cannon for life. Mike Evans is a Buccaneer for life. Now, I don't know. I have you on here for entertainment, not so much for the math side of things, because we both know that's not really your forte. As Bishak has alluded multiple times, you're an embarrassment to the clan. He knows what I'm talking about.
Math doesn't matter anyways.
No, but listen, I was going to go into how the Bucs. This is such a good deal for the Bucs. He's the fourth highest paid wide receiver. It's basically $25 million. $26 million a year. $35 million is guaranteed. That means the entire first year and a little bit of the next year. This could be like a $6 million hit for this season. It's such a good deal that I don't know, man. Again, it's it's Jason Greenberg, the whole front office doing what they do, figuring out deals to work with numbers that are cap friendly. They don't strap the team, and now they can still have pretty good freedom in terms of the cap for the free agents still coming up.
Sorry, I forgot we were live. I forgot to look at the chat room.
We got some.
You know what? Ones, yeah. It's not normal. I'm usually not even awake at this point. What time is it? 2:26. Yeah, way too early for me. The chat is popping right now. We already have somebody donating money. Is it Mr. Elite himself? Pelagic Computer dropping the $10. I think. He said, love to see it, never a doubt. My guess is there will be 3 void years with massive signing bonus prorated through the whole entire 5 years, low cap hit 2024, something like that, 7, 8 million. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. What you just said, those numbers, I knew that.
Dylan had another super chat. Says, you guys told me in Green Bay he ain't going nowhere, never a doubt. Listen, I've been talking to the man. That's the plug. Listen, by the way, every time you do that, it just mutes everything. We can't hear any of the horn. I don't know what's going on with the horn. You have a deflated horn right now, Stank? Yeah. Something. Yeah, it's deflated.
It happens with age sometimes. I think I need to go.
But listen, I wanted to point something out, okay? Last time we were on the show, I was drinking from a Mike Evans cup, okay? And, not even a week later, Mike Evans signs his deal. So I'm going to keep the juju going. I got me a Levante today. Right? So we're going to hopefully see the Levante David contract coming up soon, right? But listen, we're talking about how this thing's structured. I don't know how many void years is going to put on. I believe Pelagic Computer is regurgitating or referring to something that Pewter Report or one of those guys put out where they said it was something like maybe 2-3 years that are going to be added on the back end of this. I don't know how it's going to work. The Bucs have done that voided years stuff, and they've been able to kind of, spread the money around. So I expect something like that, but he's here for 2 years minimum, in my opinion. It gives the Bucs an easy out. It gives Mike Evans an easy out. If they win the Super Bowl in 2024, he can retire, go out, So like I said, they just know how to put these deals together, man. They don't overpay. They don't seem to disrespect their guys. And they don't seem to put their team in a terrible situation. I mean, imagine, Stank, all those guys that we signed for that Tom Brady run, and we took the hit in 1 year, and we still won the division that same year. I mean, that's crazy.
And we haven't stopped winning division since.
No.
Yeah. Really, we didn't win the division the year we won the Super Bowl. So maybe winning the division, maybe we've turned in the Saints, and all we care about is banners now instead of rings. So maybe we don't win the division this year. However, we still make the playoff run, go into the postseason a little more angry because we didn't achieve our goal. Baker, the boys, maybe we can also sign Michael Pittman Jr. too. Imagine the trio: Pittman Jr., Mike Evans, Godwin, Trey Palmer. Make it happen.
Do you know how happy Michael Pittman Jr. is? First of all, he retweets the news and calls him the GOAT, right? But that just means that now that he's basically the top dog in free agency as it relates to the wide receivers now, right? So he's like, hell yeah, I am licking my chops. I'm about to hit Mike didn't even hit the open market. He was
legitimately happy. First of all, Michael Pittman Jr., big Bucs fan, grew up a Bucs fan, clearly for obvious reasons. Probably has always looked up to Mike. And I'm assuming that they probably have a relationship off the field too. So big ups to Mike Pittman Jr. You do belong here. You do know that, Mike. Pittman
At
Jr.
some point, Pittman
Yeah,
Jr. is going to end his career as a Buck, right? It just feels like poetic justice. It's going to happen. Maybe it's this year. I wouldn't even be shocked at this point. It's Jason Light, right? I mean, this guy just does things that we don't expect, or other people don't expect. At least I do. We're talking to him all week long. We understand what's going down. Combine. Everyone knows what happens when these guys go out there. A lot of agents talk. It's big news, man. I'm so damn pumped right now. But now that we've signed this piece, right? We assume that if he's back, Baker Mayfield wants to be back, and if Baker Mayfield wanted to be back, Mike Evans had to be back. So now, is the Baker Mayfield contract next, Stank, or is Kyle Trask holding things up right now?
I mean, Kyle Trask makes the decision way more difficult. You know, when I bumped into him at Home Depot the other day, he had that look in his eyes, and me and him both knew what he meant. I mean, not a whole lot of words had to be spoken. You ever know you meet your person, that person, and when you get in the room with them, you just have that. All you gotta do is look at each other. That's me and Kyle. So yeah, the decision's much more tough with Bake because you got this young Clydesdale sitting on the bench, right? He's learned from the GOAT, right? He was easily better than Joe Burrow in college. He's just had to bide his time.
I'm not letting you do this bit.
I'm
not letting you do this
bit.
Think
of like Aaron Rodgers learning behind the greats and then ascending to where he's at, and then you look at what's the super quarterback for Kansas City? That guy, he learned behind the greats and Alex Smith, and then ascended to be the quarterback he is today. So same trajectory. So yeah, it's a little tougher, but Baker will be back.
Baker's back. Baker's got to be next, right? I don't know what that number's going to be at. I feel like it's going to be.
I'm good with either. I mean,
30.
Why not do it all in one day, bro?
30 to 33
of signings.
30 to 33 million. Some voidable years at the end of it. I think. I don't know if they put him at more than 3 years.
Sammer?
I don't know if they're going to put him at more than 3 years. Just because I feel like they want to tie him to Mike Evans, but you never know. If they say, "Hey, let's get him 4-year deal here. Let's keep him here. Let's roll with this." It does give them more flexibility, in my opinion. And listen, the Baker deal is happening, and I don't imagine here. Like, I got to ask you, Stink. Do you think Mike Evans signs a deal without knowing that there's already a deal, basically agreed upon, 90% principle wise, by Baker and his team?
No, of course not.
So that just tells you right there, Baker's coming back, right?
No, it's done. The deal's done.
Deal's probably done. They're just trying to figure out how to cross the I's and dot the T's and whatnot, right?
We've seen Jason take the hard line before. We've seen him, kind of be short with his words. We've seen him in press conferences before not give a whole lot. He gave us a whole lot at the combine in his interviews there. He didn't have to do that. You could see that he knew he was going to get this done. And he was confident about Mike. He's confident about Baker. Outside of something crazy happening, which I don't really see any outside suitors throwing a bag so big he can't say no to it. Baker's coming back here. It makes too much sense. His best friend on the planet plays for this team now.
Yeah.
Like nobody has more fun than Baker and Tristan. They're probably in a pool somewhere right now. I want to see a video of Tristan jumping out of a pool with Baker in his arms. Can we get that happen? Can we have it? I want to see that.
I want to see it done where they do that. You know how girls do that Snapchat thing where it just loops back and forth?
Yeah.
And revert.
Yeah.
I want to see that. But listen, at the end of the day, your wife, if she has a best friend, it's very difficult to make any sort of decision. You can't move out of town or go to a different state if your wife's best friend lives here, right? You're basically stuck. And at this point, they date together, right? They go out, they have date nights together, they go to movies together. They're a couple, right?
It's a marriage, bro. That's what that is.
He's not going anywhere. And then kind of going back to your point about if there's going to be a team that throws a bunch of money at Baker, I think at the end of the day he's going to say, I could take all this money, but what'll that be? The sixth team in 5 years? It's another restart. I have to go back to square one. I don't know what this is actually going to be. I don't know what's going on with the town. I don't know how I'm going to fit in. I don't know the locker room. I don't know a lot of these guys. I don't know the general manager the way I do this. Like all these factors and all these different, pieces that have to fit. Why take that chance? And he understands. He understands he's rebuilt his image, right? So this is his chance.
Who's the last guy we lost that we didn't want to lose? Who's the last guy that Jason Light lost? That he was like, damn, I really wanted you to stay here. But
I think they have one guy they regret letting go, but they calculated it as a needed, sacrifice, and that's Jordan Whitehead. Yeah,
but that
other than that,
we weren't like begging him to come
back.
And
not a guy that we wish we could have kept and someone outbid us. So
we
that's
had a
never
value,
happened.
and he got paid more in New York, and they were willing to let him walk. In retrospect, bad move for sure.
Yeah.
He's available now. I'd love to see him come back. He's still not the greatest guy in coverage necessarily, but actually, shit, but he had like 5, 6 picks this year in New York. But what he brings as a presence inside the box really lets Antoine Winfield Jr. be what he can be. So yeah, we'd love to see him back. More money, more money. Remember that?
They don't
More.
work. Don't do the
Anybody
horn.
know?
It doesn't work. The horn doesn't work. Don't even do it.
More money. B Shuck. Jason Lights his shit. The end. Well, you gotta. You mean that's all you gotta say.
Oh no! Somebody just said the last person we lost to Sammer loves Gerald McCoy. We did not lose Gerald McCoy. We told
did.
Gerald McCoy to get out of it. Like we
He
held the
was
door
so-
open for Gerald McCoy.
He was so sad too.
Yeah, he was.
He wanted to be here. He still wants to be here. He would sign today for whatever whatever you make him.
I'd give him $5 a year, 12 voidable years on the back end of a 2-year deal.
12 voidable year, $5 a year. That averages out. I don't know.
It's like 69 cents a year, or something like that, right? I'll get to him fully guaranteed.
Still overpaid. Still probably jumps offside 6 times a game.
Fully guaranteed. No, but listen, the Baker Mayfield deal is coming for sure. It has to be. You'd imagine, like we said, there's no way one signs without knowing the other one's there. I was going to have the discussion with you without this news coming out today that if Baker's not the guy, who's the dude? We don't have to have that discussion. I don't think there's any need to have that discussion. Like I said, Baker's here. You heard what Mike said about him, right?
You heard him accidentally leak it at the combine. He was like in the background talking about, yeah, I'm gonna take whatever it takes. I'm not coming back unless Mike comes back. Listen, this has already happened. This is just playing out in front of us. And fuck yeah, Jason Light.
How about his agent? His agent's kind of going on little damage repair, I guess you could call it, where he's trying to Baker will not take a hometown discount to remain with the Bucs. Yeah,
is that his agent or is this Diana Rossini?
No, that's the only way that stuff gets out.
Who was wrong about Mike Evans?
No, but that stuff comes from
he will test free agency.
Yeah, but that stuff comes from the agent. That's the agent giving information to the media people to add pressure from the outside with fan nonsense and all that kind of stuff. That's how it works. It's how you drive your price up. That's how
if you're able to milk another 100,000, another 500,000, another million by putting a little bit of pressure on them to sweeten the pot a little bit before he inks the deal, he's not leaving. He's not going to leave. I'm more concerned about Lavonte David, honestly. I really am because I as much as I know he loves Tampa and he's a staple, he's a legend, all those things. He's still playing at a pretty high level, but you could see a guy like that having, value. Like linebackers aren't necessarily the most plentiful thing. You could see somebody actually maybe trying to take him from us. And since his best friend on the team is gone now, maybe it wasn't his best friend. Maybe it was like the little stupid brother that he's happy to see Devin go. But man, that'd be tough. It'd be a tough loss to lose both of your linebackers.
I don't see that happening. They've all been so transparent. This whole process, it's weird. Baker's been pretty, adamant that he wants to be a Buck. It has to all work out, obviously. Lavonte's, I'm retiring or I'm a Buck. And I don't imagine that he's going to retire after having one of his best seasons towards the end of his career. Like, I know that you'd like to retire on top, but man, he's like, hey, they got Mike. Baker's back. And they're going to be like, listen, we need you back for at least one more year to bridge to whoever we draft, or give us another year to find the guy that we're going to draft, or help KJ Britt along until we find the next dude. Like all of these scenarios that are going to play out. I fully believe he will be back. 1-year deal like Rondé, kind of do it one at a time, see how it goes, see how it plays out. And he's a legend no matter what happens. So why not keep building to that? And if you have a bad year, it's not going to hurt you, in my opinion.
I'm going to let you in on a little bit of insight that you definitely don't know about. Maybe Zach and Pelagic and definitely Bishop. They know this, but not everybody that has yet to experience it understands that when you get old, you don't like change. No. You don't want change. You don't want to have to move. You don't even want to go out of your fucking zip code, right? It's like somebody's like, hey, we're going to dinner in Clearwater. I'm like, fucking Clearwater? What? I gotta drive 35 minutes to go to dinner. Fuck you.
And
Okay. I'm
and you
not
know you're
doing it.
trying to, and you're thinking about traffic too, right? And you don't
Thinking
want to
about
eat.
traffic.
You're like, I'm not eating
Yeah.
if it's 6 o'clock. I might as well go to bed, right? So that's what you're thinking.
Might as well go to bed. So the thought of like packing up and moving to a different city and being the new guy in the locker room when
For
you're
one
Levante,
year. For
when
one
you're
year.
Levante David to chase a ring that you already have versus staying in the state you were born in, playing in the town that you are beloved in, you are a legend in, right? You don't have to drive anywhere out of your zip code at all. You get to be the old curmudgeon and have the same meal every day and hit the same ass every day and just die, in your comfort zone. That's what you get as an old man. So Levante, he's not leaving either.
Levante he has his own corner in the locker room. Okay,
He
he's got
good, he
his
does.
locker. The
Yeah.
guys there all know what he likes. They know all the little idiosyncrasies of his day, how he likes to be taped, how he likes his meal ready, pregame, postgame, halftime. All these little things you don't think about. And you got to pack up and go explain to this Los Angeles Rams how all those, like, you can't just take those guys with you. You can't take the medical staff. You can't take the guys that help you, that are, holding the weights up for you and spotting you. None of those things are going with you. You go back, you start all over, and you're not, like you're saying, like, you're a grumpy old man. Then you got to go meet more new youngsters that you don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
bro.
they don't know who you
It's
are. They don't know who you're
You go in the
barking, you're
locker room,
biting.
they're listening to like
Yeah. I mean,
modern hip hop. You're like, what is this shit? I'm the one who has the aux cord in
put
the
some
locker.
Biggie on. What is all
Yeah.
this? I don't even know who these guys
What
are.
is this shit?
Why is everybody mumbling?
Michael Savoy too. Yeah, I know you're old like me, and yeah, we don't like that. And so he doesn't have to chase anything. He's gonna get paid a fair amount to stay here and be close to his family and be with his boys and ride off into the sunset as he deserves because they were here Levante was here in the darkest of years when there was no hope before Jason Light stepped into the building. And so if anybody deserves to go out on his own volition, did I use the right word there?
I think you did.
It's him.
Yeah,
It's him.
for sure. It's going to happen. But now that I think Baker's kind of done. Mike is done. It's time for that Tristan Wirfs extension and make this even more easier to digest, right? Then we got Antoine Winfield. I fully expect that he's going to get the tag, Stank. It kind of just makes sense. But Tristan Wirfs getting that extension. Levante. I think the Bucs are going to be able to even dip into some free agency, man.
Zach said Levante's getting 17 buckets more there's originals.
Yeah,
That's in the contract. That's in there, dude.
That's a good deal, honestly.
I promise you, and you might want to text Jason right now and say, here's how you get it done. And you just send him a picture of Levante next to a bucket of Werthers and see if that happens. See that helps. You need to do it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Listen, hey, I haven't had one of those in a while. But
They're
my
so
memory
good.
serves me correctly. They are delicious. Right?
Yeah, bro. The older I get, the more I like hard candy for some reason.
Do you hand them out? Have you gotten to the age where you're handing out hard candy?
That's borderline catch a charge shit right there.
No. You get to a certain point where you're so old and you see like a child and you're about to pop a Werther's. You're like, hey, come over here. You get.
Dude, I do like grabbing random babies though. Like
Yeah.
I'm at that age where I'm like, oh, you come over here, oh, mister, and I bite their bellies. Just random babies on the street.
B-Shuck says it's the old Jew in you.
It sure is.
Hey, listen, you could have used some of your heritage in the contract talks with Latte.
Yeah.
We end up like I said, we end up losing a little bit. So
We did.
If I had a Mike Greenberg, somebody like that knows the numbers, I really think we could have pulled it off.
If I have one weakness, it's Dominicans, and I don't know. They seem to always get what they want with me, no matter how hard I try to fight them and slap them around. They win in the end. So everybody's got a kryptonite, and Dominicans are mine.
Bucks by 30 says Stank hands out unwrapped hard candies from his pockets. Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah, you look like the barefoot bald dude handing out candies with like hair and lint on them, right? You're like, this is still. I used it last week. It's still got a couple left in it.
Yeah, you pull it out of your pocket. There's like a marble, like one of those little fucking those little metal.
Stank needs the blue hard candy.
Actually, yeah. I mean, I won't say no to it. It's not like I need it.
Listen,
once a year when you actually need it, when you're married.
We got teams in our division who are trying to figure out how they're gonna get rid of guys. Like you got Lattimore possibly being traded. You got Brian Burns hitting free agency market, and we got Jason Light just signing guys, telling us he's gonna keep them all. He's gonna throw a fucking parade if he could pull it off. And here we are. Basically, 2 out of the 5, in my opinion, are done. I mean, a dreidel.
Oh, dreidel, 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 oh, dreidel made of clay.
Stank about
Anyways,
to turn into Herbert from Family Guy. He has a dog that also has some messed up hind legs. So you're very close, Stank, if you think about it. I don't know
no,
if you're a Family
my
Guy.
neighbor's dog is just like Herbert's dog.
Oh,
Lays just like that shit. I posted pictures before. Anyways, no, man, today's a good fucking day. It's a good day. If you smoke them, light them up, right? If you like cigars and whiskey or other things that are rollable and smokable, today is the day you do that. You celebrate. Well, we earned this, right? We did this. We earned this. Somebody earlier was like, I know it's embarrassing, but it really cared about this, and I was really sick over it. There's nothing embarrassing about that, man. It's okay that you care about something so much it hurts you inside. Me and Skip were texting earlier today. He's been a mess. I will tell you straight up, a mess for like really since the season ended.
BTSD, like, man. It's
Buccaneers. All I care about
traumatic.
is Mike resigning. Yep.
Listen,
yep.
I'm not gonna. I was pretty confident, man. I didn't think we had any chance of losing Mike. I really didn't. I knew that there would be a team that would try to overpay for him, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna go to a team where you're not gonna be the guy. And I just didn't see the Houston Texans making him the guy because they have their dudes, right? So it didn't make sense for him to leave. I understood the connection between him and Texas and all that, but come on. At the end of the day, he's a Buck. He wanted to be a Buck. He just had to hold it off, get the right amount. And so here we are. Baker's probably going to be announced soon. I don't know if that's today or tomorrow. Probably by the end of the week. Who knows? I don't think he's going to see free agency. And in any of those news reports that you see where it's like, oh, the Patriots are heavily interested. Oh, the Falcons really want to look at him. In my opinion, that's just the agent putting out those types of rumors to drum up more money for his client. That's just how the business works. If you learn the agent speak, obviously Stank and I, we've been around the sports radio thing for a while, watching and listening as fans. And so eventually you kind of start to learn to read between those lines and just kind of sit back, relax, and be patient. And again, when Jason's texting me, be patient, don't worry about it, I know what I'm doing. Like, what am I supposed to think? I'm not going to go jump off the skyway. I know what's coming. Oh, before I forget, hit the fucking like button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new. A lot of you guys don't get to watch us usually because we're on at 7:20-ish p.m. Here we are in the middle of a day on a Monday.
Right? Okay. Isn't there like some bell thing you can press and it notifies you when somebody goes live? Hit that shit too.
Hit the bell. Hit the subscribe button if you're new and hit the like button. Go ahead, Stink. I cut you off earlier.
I honestly don't remember what we were going to say. Oh, somebody earlier said, where's Latte? Latte right now is with his family, right? Where would you be if you just got a bag? He's with his family. They're celebrating. I think they're on a yacht somewhere. We're going to give him his day to really just enjoy the spoils of his victory over us. Mm.
Yeah. I think we won a little bit too, though.
Be Shuck with another super chat. I'm still going to be back in there.
It doesn't do it. It makes a little fart noise. You understand?
Why?
It makes a little Werther sound
for a horn. Oh, that'd be a new button. I could like the sound of somebody unraveling some hard candies. Bichuk said, "There's no way Mike does this without no Baker's back." Yeah. I mean, that's what an intelligent mind would say. But there's people out there who are going to make you think that the deal's not done, so there's a possibility he's going to go to New England.
Listen, think about this. The guy who broke the news this morning, Jordan Schultz of Bleacher Report, okay, yesterday or Saturday broke the news that his agent and Mike told him that he wants to test free agency. He wants to go to a team that's going to feature him. He wants to compete for a Super Bowl, and he wants to play with an elite quarterback. And he's going to do that and test free agency and see what happens. The exact same guy, 2 days later, the Buccaneers and Mike Evans have agreed to a deal to keep him a Buck for the next 2 years and probably for life. And he has told me that he wants to retire a Buck, so he told his agent, make sure it happens. I mean, come on. You have to understand, like, clearly they're just fucking around, right? They're just doing their best to drum up extra money.
Yeah, this is the season of lying. Agents,
smoke screen. Somebody said it. I think it was
know how to lie. Samra, you'd make a great agent. Honestly, I think I've said that to you before. I don't know why you don't already represent people because, man, are you a good liar? You know, you will just. You're also a weaver of tales, and that helps too. And that's only good for your pocket and your client's pocket. So if anybody right now is,
I'm a very demanding Very demanding person.
Yeah, I
That's for
know.
sure.
Yeah, really? I had no idea. Yeah, if anybody's in need of any type of representation, no matter what field you're in, and you want somebody to represent you because you suck at talking,
Mm,
I know somebody.
yeah, I can get
Yeah.
you a deal. I mean, just saying.
It can definitely get you a deal.
I get you a
Now,
deal.
how much of it you're keeping versus how much of it, Ali Empire keeps, that's between you and Ali, and you're probably going to lose there too. But it doesn't matter. At least you don't have to do any of the work, and he'll
And you're
do it
getting a
all.
deal. You're getting a deal at the end of the day,
You're going
right?
to get it. Somebody's getting a deal.
You're getting a deal.
Yeah.
There's no deal. Like those words, no deal, don't exist in my vocabulary as it relates to my client. But I will say that when I see something that doesn't make any like what? Excuse me, 2 years, 52 million, no deal. Not doing it. We're not signing this deal. Not unless it's all fully guaranteed.
Because I'm old, as soon as you said deal, like deal, no deal, immediately my brain goes to game shows because that's really the default mode of the old mind. You want to watch game shows. Doesn't matter what they're about. Wheel of Fortune, fucking Jeopardy. You throw that shit on, and anybody over the age of 45, just like a moth to a flame, they're gonna be like, "Whoa,
Could
that's
you
the best
imagine?
show ever."
Could you imagine Jason Light on one of those like deal contract type of negotiation type of reality shows, dude, or game
No,
shows?
he'd dominate. I can tell you that.
He'd be like that one guy that won Jeopardy for like, I don't know, 10 straight years or whatever. Now I think he's the fucking host, the like most winningest Jeopardy contestant ever. That'd be Jason Light on Deal or No Deal, franchise tag or no tag. I don't know what he would call it, but well, that'd be a good one. Tag or no tag.
Jeopardy's a little tough. That's tough. You need to know things to be on that show.
Well, I'm saying Deal or No. I'm saying he'd be like that guy, but he'd be on his own show. He'd be the dominant winner for like
Jeopardy's like that one card game that we played when we were kids. What was it, Trivia Pursuit? Fuck that stupid game. Don't bring that. Hey, we're having
let
a
me tell you,
board
I
game
never
party. Don't bring that game to my house.
never
Fuck
played a
that
board
stupid.
game in my life.
And then you go to the bar, like some old bar, and they have Trivia Pursuit cards at the table. Fuck those things. First of all, disgusting. You know what? You don't clean those ugly, disgusting cards. They've been on the table for a while. Unsanitary. And that comes from a person that doesn't give a shit about hygiene. Get those cards off my table.
Bry Gouge just said, "Don't bother me while I'm enjoying my butterscotch and Family Feud."
What? That sounds like the best day ever, Bri. Please invite me.
Man, I watch Jeopardy every night, says Pelagic. Bishuk, the most intelligent thing Stank has ever said. I'm not sure what he's referring to. Michael says the price is right. And
Price is Right. Yeah, but I don't like
Edible Monday sounds good.
I like old
Pelagic.
Price is Right. I don't really like the
Yeah, with Bob Barker's dumbass. Yeah, I didn't like Bob Barker.
ass.
I don't like Bob Barker. Never liked him. I was glad that him and Adam Sandler duked it out in Happy Gilmore. I know it's not real.
Doesn't like Bob Barker, bro.
Didn't like him. Didn't like him. I thought he was pretentious. Just something about him.
That's some communist ass shit you just said, bro. Like I've
him.
never met a person outside of Adam Sandler that doesn't like Bob Barker.
Don't like him. But think about, I wonder if Adam Sandler actually didn't like him and had him be on his movie just so he could play a character that he gets in a fight with just because he doesn't like him. That's like next level type shit. That's 4D chess, right? Speaking of never playing a board game, that's 4D chess. Hold on. Chess and checkers, those count, and backgammon, those count as board games?
Yeah, they're like the thinking man's board game. And
so Monopoly
I
and
enjoy
Trivial
both.
Pursuit and all those things, shoots and lat. Never played those ever in my life.
Shoots and ladders.
Play chess though, and checkers, and backgammon.
Yeah, I like chess and checkers. Yeah, they're just they're a thinking man's game.
Never played the other ones though.
Checkers, I don't know if checkers falls into that category though.
Nah, I mean, like you could teach a 5-year. Like I'm pretty sure Zane would whoop your ass in checkers, right?
It's been a while. I haven't played checkers since I was in age, so there's a good chance because that's what you do at that age. Like you become a checkers fucking savant. Your son's probably the Mike Evans of checkers. I'm not. I don't really want that kind of smoke right now. It's been that long. I know that you can. I'll play just so I can say king me.
Pelagic. I know Samer doesn't like me. I have no problem with you. What are you talking about? You're my boy. But him not liking Bob Barker is blasphemous. He destroyed Sandler. You're crazy, man. Bob Barker has had it coming. All right, and I know he's not here with us, so rest in peace and all that. But I don't miss him. Okay, I never missed him. Never will. I don't like Bob Barker. I'm never going to like Bob Barker, and I don't like what's his face who's on that show now. Was it Drew Carey?
Yeah, I don't like Drew.
Doesn't make any sense.
Bob.
You know what I think it is, Stank? I think I didn't like Bob Barker because of that stupid microphone.
I mean, Samer doesn't like anybody. Elite donation, by the way. Absolutely elite. I appreciate it. I loved everything about it. He said Samer doesn't like me. Samer doesn't like anybody, including himself. Yeah, but not
I
till
just
5 months
read
ago.
this. Are
No,
you
but I'm reiterating how elite that was.
who's older, Levante or Skank's grandson?
First of all,
It's a good
Skank.
question, honestly. Skank's grandson. So I don't know if is he calling your wife Skank? Is that what's happening? Stank and Skank?
No,
Is that
he's
what's
calling
happening?
me Skank, and
Okay.
my grandson is way older than all of us put together. That guy is like he came from a different place. He's was born the oldest person on the planet. If he's even a person, I wonder sometimes. I'll bring him in here right now if you want.
Bucks, but Sander doesn't like anyone telling him to spade and neuter his pets. Only Sander decides what happens to his pet's genitals. Yeah, listen, it's true, right? Don't tell me when, where, or why my zebra should or shouldn't have its balls. All right, it just doesn't happen. No. That's my zebra, my zebra. No one's telling me when to neuter. All right, and I want them to have fully functional genitals. Always, all my animals. You've been in the house, Hank.
Yeah,
All my animals fully functional genitalia, right?
it's weird. It's weird, but yeah, just walking around, the full set, and it bothers me a little bit, honestly. But whatever, teach his own. If that's what you like, that's what you like.
Anyway, so listen, this is an emergency podcast, so we're not going to be here for a whole hour, right? We just had to get on here, had to discuss Mike Evans.
You want to address the big, huge blacked.com device that's hanging right in front of your chin right now? Because people are interested. They want to know about it.
It's just a nice little microphone here. That's all. A beautiful microphone. Nice, thick, girthy mic. Similar to yours, but I got the extra bulbous top on mine, unlike yours.
You're right. It is similar to mine.
Yeah, it's the exact same model, honestly. But I go for the bulbous top. It's just a little bit more my style.
That's intimidating. Right now, it's off-putting, and it's making our listeners uncomfortable.
Speaking of old, I'm sure you got to get to your pudding, right? You got to have your midday pudding at some point.
Dude, butterscotch pudding?
Yeah, that's what I'm
Who
saying.
says
right?
no? Who says no?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I go for some butterscotch pudding right now, dude.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
would.
thought so. I thought
I
so.
would like that. I was like that. All right, Samer
saying
forces all the neighborhood kids to look at his zebras and wiener. Wow, Bucks by 30. Come on, man. This is a family show. That's fucked
I
up,
kind
dude.
of like this midday show, right? I don't have to take pharmaceuticals to stay up to actually record. It's almost dinner time. This is a good time to record right now.
Yeah, it is almost stank supper, right?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it's almost dinner time. I still got all this energy in me.
Pelagic computer.
What a good day.
I was talking about Bob's. Brian says, "Give me a break. I started drinking when I got the loose canvas notification. Stank needs to get to his knitting class, but he's out to pull landscaping duty. YouTube issue, restart your app. I don't know what that's about. Tapioca is elite, and Brian or Bishuk says Jews don't eat tapioca.
I
And
agree.
with that, I don't either.
You ain't putting any tapioca near me. Get that shit out of my face.
Why? What is that? Why is that?
It just doesn't vibe with me, bro. I don't know. On a genetic level.
Can
I
you
don't fuck
even
with
eat
tapioca.
pudding with your digestive issues? Are you even able to eat pudding in general?
No, that's essentially all I can eat these days. But it's pretty much a strictly yeah. Don't have to chew it. It's so easy, bro. It's like shoes with no laces. There comes a point where you just don't want to try anymore at anything. All right. So the easier it gets, it's the more you fuck with it. Self-driving cars, you think that like that was dreamt up by old people. I don't even have to push a button. There are no buttons anymore in cars. Perfect for me, bro. It's the best thing ever. No laces, no chewing.
Yeah, but if you think about whites were the first people to have people drive them around anyway, so it really ain't that big of a stretch, obviously.
I don't know. You need to check your history books on that one.
Girls with 3Z says, I'm black and I don't think we eat that either. I'm trying, like, who eats tapioca at this point? I'm Arab. We don't fuck with it, right? You're Jewish people, apparently, according to you.
I'm pretty sure it's white trash food. I don't know anybody who white trash food. You know what I do be fucking with these days though? What the hell is the name of that shit? It's like a graham cracker.
Bishop just said chocolate pudding with the skin on it.
Yeah.
That's a good thing?
Yeah. What?
Stank, someone wants to know if you're wearing blue blockers.
Where was it where you did, I forget what show it was, where it's just eating pudding skins. It's the thing. Somebody's got to know where that came from.
It's like a little fat kid.
Just eating pudding skins.
That's so gross, dude.
Yeah.
Oh no. Bucs by 30 raised his hand, then got called white trash. He's the only one who eats tapioca.
Bro, you literally live in the most white trash of countries. I mean, states and countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, is there other white trash countries, or is the United States the only white trash country? You don't hear like anybody else being called white trash outside the United States.
Yeah, you think the Swedes have a white trash? No, they don't have a white trash. No. Germans don't have white trash.
Nope.
Russians don't have white trash.
They only exist here.
Yeah, they only exist here.
That's an American thing, which is probably why so many people identify with
You notice that our show has kind of turned into an episode of Seinfeld for a little bit here? Like just kind of nonsense.
Kyle
really
Trask eats tapioca.
Oh, boom, nailed it. That's it.
Absolutely, he does.
Kyle Trask loves tapioca.
Yeah,
he's literally if tapioca was a quarterback, he'd be Kyle Trask.
Tapioca.
Kyle Tapioca.
Holy shit.
Kyle Tapioca.
I guarantee you. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring some to camp this year.
Just start throwing tapioca at him.
I'm just gonna walk up to him and hand him.
I know you're hungry.
After practice.
I know there's a long practice, but I got your tapioca fix.
Ooh, nothing refreshing.
Dude, now I'm gonna buy a jersey, a number 2 jersey, and put tapioca on the back. Just a number 2 custom jersey. It says K.tapioca on the back. Oh man, this is an awesome show.
Holy fucking shit.
Who says we don't have culture? Hey, anyway, thank for everybody who did send us a super chat. Those of you who are new, hit the subscribe button. Those of you who were not new, but we still love you, just as if you were new, right? Just as if you had that new subscriber smell. Hit the like button, please, and leave a comment celebrating Mike Evans remaining a Buc. Hall of Famer, Ring of Honor, obviously, probably the second greatest Buccaneer of all time. Stank is a Buc for at least 2 more years. In my opinion, he will then retire. And listen, I'm
pretty sure his agent said they made the call last night, and he said Mike wants to be a Buc for life. Life usually means forever, unless you're talking about a marriage or something. But yeah, Buc for life. He retires a Buc. We put a statue out there when we start putting more statues out there of Mike Evans. First, we need the Rondé pointing at the jersey statue out there. Somebody needs to make that happen. There's got to be a statue maker somewhere that is a Bucs fan that watches this show that can get us the Rondé statue. Finally.
Yeah.
Paper mache even. I don't give a fuck.
I believe the Glazers could do it if they wanted to. So anyway, we will see you guys probably later this week when Baker Mayfield. What? What? What
happened?
Go Bucs.
Go Bucs.
Welcome to Tampa Bay. We fuck 'em up when we raise the flag.